Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Have you ever wondered what would happen if a huge earthquake hit California? It's a pretty big question, right? Well, guess what? The super smart people at NASA are on the case, and they're using some seriously cool space tech to keep an eye on things. Today we're going to dive into how NASA is watching California from space, and what it means for all of us. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Imagine you're building with Legos. If you shake the table a little, the blocks might wobble. If you shake it a lot, the whole thing could come tumbling down. That's kind of what an earthquake is like, but instead of a table, it's the giant pieces of our planet's crust called tectonic plates that are moving. California sits right where two of these huge plates, the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate, meet. They're constantly grinding against each other along a giant crack called the San Andreas Fault. Most of the time they're stuck, but pressure builds up. When that pressure is released, boom, we get an earthquake. Now you might think of NASA as the agency that sends astronauts to the moon and rovers to Mars, and you'd be right. But NASA also points its amazing technology back at our own planet. They have satellites orbiting Earth that are like giant, super-powered cameras and rulers in the sky. These satellites can measure tiny, tiny movements on the ground, movements so small you wouldn't even feel them. Think about it. They can detect the ground moving just a few millimeters from hundreds of miles up in space. It's like being able to see a ladybug move from the top of the tallest skyscraper. So how do they do this? One of the main tools they use is a technology called InSAR, which stands for Interferometric Synthetic Aperture Radar. Whoa, that's a mouthful, right? Let's break it down. Radar is like a bat's sonar. It sends out a signal and listens for the echo. These satellites send radar signals down to Earth, which bounce off the ground and come back up. By comparing pictures taken at different times, scientists can create a super detailed map of any changes. If the ground has bulged up, sunk down, or shifted sideways, even by a tiny amount, InSAR can see it. It creates these beautiful rainbow-colored maps where each color represents a specific amount of movement. NASA uses these rainbow maps to see where stress is building up along faults like the San Andreas. Imagine you're slowly bending a ruler. You can see it bend and know that if you bend it too much, it's going to snap. In a similar way, by seeing how the ground is deforming, scientists can get a better idea of which parts of a fault are locked and storing up energy for a future earthquake. This is a game changer because it is not about predicting the exact day and time an earthquake will happen. We can't do that yet. But it's about understanding the risk and identifying areas that are more likely to have a big one. This is all part of a huge project called the Earth Surface Mineral Dust Source Investigation, or EMIT for short. Even though it's looking for dust, the same instrument on the International Space Station can also help us understand our planet in other ways. And then there's the NISAR mission, a joint project between NASA and the Indian Space Research Organization. When this satellite launches, it will be the most advanced Earth-observing radar satellite ever built. It will scan almost the entire planet every 12 days, giving us an unprecedented, constantly updated movie of Earth's changing surface. This will be huge for earthquake science. So what does this mean for California? Well, a major earthquake along the San Andreas Fault, often called the Big One, could cause a lot of damage. Buildings could fall, roads could crack, and power could go out. It's a scary thought, but the work NASA is doing is incredibly important for helping us prepare. By knowing which areas are under the most stress, cities can create stronger building codes, making sure new buildings are safer. Emergency responders can plan where they might be needed most. And scientists can create better hazard maps that show which neighborhoods are at the highest risk. Think of it like a weather forecast. We can't stop a hurricane, but because we can see it coming, we can warn people, they can board up their windows, and everyone can get to a safe place. NASA's work is like an earthquake forecast, not for when, but for where. The danger is growing. This information helps engineers, city planners, and even you and your family make smarter decisions to stay safe. And it's not just about earthquakes. This same technology can be used to monitor other things too. It can track the sinking of land, which can happen when we pump too much groundwater out from under our feet. It can monitor volcanoes, watching for signs that they might be about to erupt. It can even measure how glaciers are melting and how sea levels are rising. NASA's eye in the sky is helping us understand our whole dynamic. living planet in ways we never could before. It's all connected. The same forces that create majestic mountains are the ones that cause devastating earthquakes. So, while we can't stop the ground from shaking, we can get smarter about how we live with it. Thanks to NASA, we have a powerful ally in space, watching over us and giving us the knowledge we need to build a safer future. It's an amazing example of how exploring space helps us right here at home on Earth. It shows us that our planet is constantly changing, and the more we understand those changes, the better we can adapt and thrive. It's not about being scared. It's about being prepared and being amazed by the incredible science that helps us do it. What do you think is the coolest part about NASA's Earth-watching technology? Let me know down in the comments. And if you learned something new and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.